Hello friends, this is Rani from Vedic Astrology by Rani, and I'm here to talk about horoscope for the month of November 2020. Before I begin, I'm requesting, before you forget, please subscribe to my channel Vedic Astrology by Rani and Bollywood Singing. Let's talk about what is in store for us in the month of November 2020 and perhaps beyond. Let me tell you that this month is going to be full of upheavals of good stuff and some bad stuff, and it's a lot of there are a lot of surprises. Some are expected, some are not expected. Let's first of all, in the United States, we have elections that are about to take place on November 3rd, and this is the day when the Mercury changes from retrograde and becomes direct in the sign of Libra. Of course, it impacts the elections. On that day, if you recall, in year 2000, Bush and Gore elections, we didn't know who the president was for quite a time, and it was a lot of chaos in terms of this decision, or the outcome rather. So we are going to be facing similar things about elections. We really will not know who the president is for quite a while. And I'll tell you approximately when we will find out. On November 14, we'll have Mars, which will change directions, and it's going to go direct in the sign of Pisces. And whenever a planet changes the direction, it's very powerful for its significance. So, of course, it contributes towards the Riots, anger, frustration, violence kind of things. And on November 20, we have a lunar eclipse, and that's another downer, which is around 14 degrees of Scorpio, which means there is going to be again anger and riots too. So that's another indicator. Okay, well, though I'm talking about there will be riots and anger and frustration, there will be healing also, because I say that because Rahu and Ketu are in this axis of Taurus and Scorpio since September 19, which indicates that there is going to be a possibility of healing on the rise, and because these Rahu and Ketu will remain in this condition until March 15 of year 2022. So by that time we reach there, we will be slowly moving towards the healing and peacefulness from coming out of all the chaos. It's not going to happen in one day, 1 month, or something like that. It's a slow process which is starting now at this time. Okay. Yes, it's a long time, but previous signs had created such an extreme negativity and suffering. It is expected that it will take many months before we can experience effects of actual healing, which also means we will be out of the coronavirus misery, and it could simply mean the virus will be wiped out because we obey all the distancing and mask wearing kind of things, or we may have some very good effective vaccine, or something else, we will be kind of out of the woods for coronavirus by that time. Now, let me give you a little good news on something else about economies. Yes, economies will get better and stock market will rise too. If you recall, in my previous videos, I said that when the stock market was down, if you had bought any stocks, you will now benefit. It's time to take benefit of that. So that's why I always say that work with the planetary energy, and you will take advantage and learn to duck when the planets are not doing good. It benefits us, and that's why astrology is a great tool. It's not like saying, I said so, it's going to happen. No, that's not astrology. That's a great sages with the psychic powers. Astrology is simply, we learn about the moods of planets and try to work with that, go with the tide. So let's say, and in addition, we'll have Neptune, which will be at midpoint of Rahu and Ketu. So I think many secret stuff will be coming out in the open, perhaps mostly about elections and many other things that we can't even imagine at this time. Mark my word, you're going to learn about a lot of secrets. Now by November 7th, Mars will aspect Sun, creating 6-8 relationship, which is not good because Sun represents government. It creates possibility of violence towards the governments, not just of United States, around the world, many other countries too. Which countries, that will we have to see their charts of every country. So I can't really talk about it, but many countries will have to be facing that. There will be a lot of confusion and misunderstanding, and at the end, it could also be a problem for governments of, especially like countries like China or Turkey even. On November 12th, this is something very important. Jupiter and Pluto will conjunct in 28 degrees of Sagittarius, which is a sign of belief system, values, spirituality, etc., religion, radical thinking of religion. So violence is going to be because of these reasons, because of some of us who have radical systems. There will be violence and frustration and anger in those areas. Keep in mind that Pluto is a planet of transformation. So while Jupiter has values and belief system are about to get transformation in each of us, of course, depending on where Jupiter is in your chart. So in those areas of your life, you will be sensing a lot of changings during this period. Okay, November 14 will have Mars changing directions so which will indicate it will intensify all of the above stated belief systems of religious spirituality or what have you, indicating that bigger and more violent accidents, earthquakes and violent storm are also highly indicated. I'm sorry to say that, but I see that. There will be new moon on November 15 at 29 degrees in the sign of Libra, making things going way out of control in many areas discussed above. And this will also be a time where much of the status quo for coronavirus will be established, including how did coronavirus came out to engulf many of the human beings at a global level. So get ready for the big surprise. We will be learning about that. Now, there is a planet Venus which represents love, understanding, peace, care, and all of those. So all is not lost, because by November 16, Venus will enter into its own sign of Libra, which is a good news, which will make us realize that we need to learn to be gentle and kind to each other and have peace at a global level, because we all depend on each other, believe it or not. I think we know it, but we don't want to understand that. We think it's our country and your country and their country, but we are all intertwined, and we have to start understanding to respect, not at just at a city level, home level, city level, state level, country level, but within with each other and of other countries. We need to show respect, care and compassion, so that we can survive together on this planet Earth. On a personal level, wherever Venus is placed and wherever it's aspecting, those areas will get better in terms of, especially if you have marriage, relationship, dating, those areas you will see a good time while Venus is in this sign. November 17, Mercury will be opposing Uranus in the 3 degree of Libra, where Venus is already, bringing major changes at many levels. There will be discoveries about healing of physical kind or even at emotional level. Like I said, because Mars is bringing us a lot of violence and frustration, so Venus is going to help us to heal. Healing process will also start. And on November 20, Jupiter will enter in its debilitated sign of Capricorn, and it will be there until April 5th, 2021, bringing major shift in economy in a positive direction. Now you're going to, some people, astrologers are going to call me and say that, but it's debilitated. How is that possible? Remember one thing, when Saturn is also going to be there with it, and Saturn is a karmic planet. It not only is a karmic planet, it's going to give a Neecha Bhang Raj Yoga, which makes me believe very strongly that it's going to uplift the economy. If you go back 59 years ago, and in the year August 1961, we had a similar Jupiter Saturn in the sign of Capricorn, you will know what I'm talking about then. So that's a good, very good news actually. This will be the beginning of a positive changes also at this, because these planets are so slow moving planets. We will see a graph of improvement in economies, and especially when there is an aspect of Rahu and the Sun is another indication of this positive uplift of economies, including the fact by now, of course we will know by now who our president is. So, and by November 28, Mercury will be entering sign of Scorpio, and it will be there with the sign of Ketu, getting closer to the degrees of eclipse. Because if I didn't mention, there will be a solar eclipse in this sign, and bringing Mercury at exact degrees of this solar eclipse, it will then have a great impact on for us, and to find out some very deep secrets, especially from the governments. We are about to uncover, discover, and learn about those many things that you cannot even imagine at this time. I cannot even imagine what those will be, but many secrets will start to come out in the open, especially from the governments. So if there are any corruptions, if there are any foul plays from the governments, if they were, let's say that if China or America was China working something secretly to have political benefits or something like that, it's still going to all come out in the open. I think I have talked about in my previous videos about that, and now these planets are indicating that that time is arriving. By November 29, Neptune is becoming standstill, affecting many countries, thereby secret and corrupt type of stuff is starting to come out in the open. How does the governments were holding secrets from the public, especially China, will be affected at a bigger level, and Turkey will be another country, and there will be other countries which I can't tell you which ones because I haven't seen every country's chart. It will be many countries. This earth is trying to heal itself, and the earthlings as a result have to heal. When we start healing, when we start respecting each other as human beings, we have compassion and love and understanding, and through all the violence, we'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. You will see we have arrived for a better long-term journey. And so it will eventually bring out the governments of the world to be more open and truthful to the public and to each other. So keep in mind, we have two eclipses. One is moon, one is solar eclipse of December 14. Then we have karmic planets with Raj Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga, and then we have Mars in the sign of Pisces changing direction. All these strong planetary movements are in conclusion, I want to tell you, yes, I see massive violence. I see violent storms. I see earthquakes. And especially with the solar eclipse, 30 days before the solar eclipse and 30 days after, impact can be seen. So folks, be very careful, be prepared for earthquakes, and learn to deal with the violent storms. Above all, I request each and every one of you, if you are angry about politics, elections, or how the governments are holding secrets, please try to remain peaceful. People who will be participating in the riots are not going to be happy after that. They will end up suffering. So try to stay out of that. Trust me, planets are working on to take us to a better level, all of us, one world kind of thing. And so stay calm and collected, peaceful. Try not to be judgmental of others. With that, I will take leave from you, and I will be back next month with more information. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, wear masks, keep social distancing, and all will be well. Thank you.